is nearly the end of our first hour, and our final interview tonight is coming from the beautiful Kirsty Akers. She ain't that kind of girl, and she's not afraid to tell people about it. Kirsty, this is another stellar film clip. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
How do you come up with all these ideas for these film clips?
I don't know. Actually, my husband, Jesse, he has a production company and he does all my music videos. Most of the time I go to him with crazy ideas and say, do you know how to do this? And he'll say, no, but I'll figure it out. So I had the crazy idea for this clip where, I'm a bit of a geek, and then at the end my fairy godmother, who looks like Dolly Parton, turns me into the belle of the ball, and I said, you've got to learn how to do that. So he did, and yeah, it turned out great.
When you're writing a song, because today's, it's so different. If you go back even 10 years ago, people were just buying the hard copies. They weren't going onto iTunes and things like that. And so much has changed where film clips have become such an important part of the whole package, the whole business package, I suppose.
Definitely.
So when you're writing, is it something that's in the back of your mind when you're writing a song? Well, if I write this song, if I change it this way, we can put the film clip into that. Does it have any influence with you?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes, you're not thinking about that at all, and the song, just comes out and that's it, and you think about that stuff later. But then, sometimes definitely you are thinking about those kind of things. And, I've got songs that I've written and, I'm not recording them for like another few years or so, but I've always got the idea in my head of what would be a great video clip for it. So you always sort of keep that banked up, and that was the case with a lot of these songs on this album. There was 5 years between my two albums. I had a lot of time to think about the songs when I'd written them and think about how I did picture them music clip-wise. So, you do think of it sometimes when you're writing, and sometimes it comes a little bit later on.
And I think it's really showing diversity where you're having a look. We're hearing the songs when you listen to things like, the ones that have come out lately, the Burn Baby Burn, I Will, Wake Me Up When You're Sober, and then this one, they're all so different. But then when you watch the film clips, and I know a lot of times people can get caught in the same old, I suppose you could say that, whereas every single one of your film clips is like, what is she doing? What has she come up with? What is she creating? So with the album Burn Baby Burn, how many more singles are we going to see off that?
I think you'll see a fair few more. I really wanted to make sure with this album that it wasn't just an album that had, 2 or 3 good songs on it that could be singles, and the rest were sort of album fillers that you skip. I wanted to make sure, every song could be a single, and it was going to be hard to choose where to go, and definitely made sure we did that with this album. And I've got lots of ideas for the rest of the songs on the album, video clip-wise, so we'll just have to see how long we can drag it on for.
When we spoke to you last, you were talking about you were doing some songwriting in Nashville. Is that still going on?
Yeah, I'm actually heading back overseas in September. I'll be heading to Canada first for the Canadian Country Music Festival. I'll be playing there, which is really exciting. That's pretty much their version of our Tamworth, I guess. They have a week-long country music festival in Canada every year. I'm going to be performing over there for the very first time, and then I'll head from there straight to Nashville for the Americana Festival. I'll play some shows there, and then, of course, do a bunch of more songwriting and come home and start working on a new album, getting in the studio and recording it.
It's a never-ending story, isn't it? It just continually goes. You're like, what are you doing here? Where are you going? What's happening next? So the song Ain't That Kind of Girl, the girls in the film clip, where did you find them?
The girls that play the part, one of them is actually my younger sister. She's been pestering me for so many years to be in a video clip, so we finally let her be in it. And the other 3 main girls in the clip are actually students of mine that I teach singing to. So when I came up with the idea for this video clip, I was talking to them one day, and I said, how would you feel about being in a video clip where you have to be really mean to me? And they loved that. They jumped straight on board with that.
And the actual idea of the song, is this something that you wrote, or was it a co-write?
Yeah, this song, I co-wrote it over in Nashville with Trey Bruce. I've written a lot of songs with him. I wrote Burn Baby Burn with him also. And he's one of my favourite songwriters. And I took this idea to him one day. I had the title for Ain't That Kind of Girl and the concept of what I wanted the song to be about. And we wrote the song, and I went away from that session and listened back to the song, and I wasn't totally happy with it. It wasn't a song that, really caught my attention when I listened to it. And that's sometimes the case when you write songs. Not every song you write turns out amazing. So I didn't really actually like the song. And then a couple of months went by, and I was writing with Trey again, and I brought up the song again with him, and I said, I really love the title and the idea for this song. I think we should scrap that previous song we wrote and rewrite the whole song. So we did, and we came up with a totally different song. It's crazy that you can write 2 songs with the same idea and the same title, and they'd be so totally different. And yeah, the second version, which is what you hear now, just turned out exactly what I was wanting.
Well, folks, you can catch it on all the iTunes. Hop onto Kirsty Lee Akers' Facebook website. You'll be able to find out where you can get a hold of that, watch the video, do all that sort of stuff. And send her a comment too and let her know what you think of the CD and what do you think of the album, what do you think of each single and things like that. Because it's always nice to get feedback, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And especially when it comes to choosing singles, you know, you're always wondering what are the favourites of the fans out there, because we get attached to songs personally for different reasons and they might not transcend to listeners out there. So always great to get the feedback and hear what the favourite songs are on the album from fans.
Well, let's have a listen to the latest single, and there's a lot more singles to come off this album, so stay tuned. But here is the latest one. Kirsty Lee Akers, thanks for joining us tonight, and here it is, Ain't That Kind of Girl.
Honey, I got news.